Whenever I make the mistake of checking the trending tab on YouTube, I'm spit roasted with the sad reality that the majority of the popular content online is garbage aimed towards kids, just a whole load of horse shit that's aimed at children. And there's a good reason for that. It's because children are like viewbots. Parents no longer feel like raising their own kids. They put that responsibility on the internet now. So just sit their kids down in front of an iPad to let videos autoplay all day while they go on Facebook to complain about how difficult it is to be a modern parent, and then whine when something's not child-friendly enough because God forbid they have to do any level of parenting on their own and actually monitor their kids' behavior. So these kids are like prisoners being held hostage by their parents, strapped to a table like Hannibal fucking Lecter with their eyes pried open, being forced to watch YouTube kids content because their parents can't be bothered to entertain them. And I do feel bad for the kids because they're growing up thinking TikToks are hilarious because they're brainwashed by this terrible YouTube shit. This awful, terrible YouTube kids content. And no channel is worse than Troom, which we'll take a look at today. Today I'll be watching their 18 ways to sneak pets into a movie theater, which comes at the greatest time for this considering movie theaters are extinct right now. And of course, everyone's been asking for years, man, I want to go to the movie, but I want to bring my jellyfish. How the fuck am I going to be able to do this? Luckily, Troom has plenty of answers for you. Tons of tactics and techniques to sneak your beloved pets into the movie theater where they belong.
Your ticket! What do you need a hat for? Yo, this hat is my lifestyle. Yo. Whoa, not bad. Come in. Come out, cutie. It's your favorite part.
This hat is my lifestyle, yo. Thank you, Troom. I don't have a hamster, but I will be smuggling 3 pounds of cocaine in my hat now using your technique. It's ingenious. This whole skit feels like it was written by a computer program, just like an AI that's in its most primitive state at the moment. No movie theater is like this. I've been to hundreds of movie theaters, and never a single time has there ever been like a security guard strictly checking tickets like with a flashlight, making sure it's not counterfeit, and then interrogating you about a hat. It's not like you're going to a fucking funeral, you're going to see a Marvel movie or something. So this whole thing just doesn't make any sense. And why would you ever sneak a pet into a movie in the first place? And honestly, I feel like a fucking idiot for even asking that question when clearly there wasn't any thought put into this. It was just pumped out within an hour based on what popular words were floating around Twitter at the time. They saw pets, they saw a movie theater, and then decided, let's perform an unholy fusion dance of the two and create this here. This amalgamation of filth and trash. And I get this is all made for kids, so I shouldn't really expect it to have like Christopher Nolan levels of quality and thought-provoking themes or shit like that. That doesn't mean every piece of kids content has to be terrible, like copy and pasted nursery rhymes endlessly to exploit the algorithm, or horrible shit like Troom.
Would you be so kind as to take it off? Sure. Look, it's empty. You're right. You can come in. What is the best place to hide a bunny? A magician hat. There you go, Fluffy. I told you you'd watch a new movie. Settle in.
Is it really worth the $50 to just shove your dignity up your ass and be an actor in one of these things? I often wonder, does it actually help or ruin your career to be an actor in one of these? Now, far be it from me to poke holes into the bulletproof strategies of Troom here, but this strategy is only viable for anyone that's a warlock or just familiar with birthday party magic. This isn't something that anyone's going to be able to pick up and do. You're going to have to study some Chris Angel highlight reels in order to get the technique down and feel confident enough to pull it off in the real world. So there's going to be a lot of preparation into this one, especially if you're working with a bunny that size. Fucking Godzilla here. It looked like she pulled a lion out of her hat.
Oh, you were expecting. Hi, cutie. Please, come in. Come on, how can these adorable little babies make you tired?
Now this will only work if your security guard's a fucking rookie, some kind of terrible amateur with their first day on the job. If you're not investigating every pregnant woman that's coming to your movie theater, you don't deserve to call yourself a movie theater security guard. If this was me as a security guard, I would have absolutely done it the textbook way. I would have interrogated her a little bit about the pregnancy, when she expecting, when was it conceived, etc. And then once she's done with my questionnaire, I'd give her the ultimate test, just like Ellen DeGeneres. I'd whip out some champagne and make her take a drink to prove that she's either pregnant or not pregnant. I'd make damn sure I knew whether or not she was truly pregnant or not. If she doesn't drink the champagne, she's likely actually pregnant. If she does take a drink, well, she's a terrible fucking mother and I'm calling the police on her, or she was lying to me. Either way, she's out of my movie theater if she's taking a drink. So I would absolutely hit her with the ultimate test, because as a movie theater security guard, it is your responsibility to make sure there isn't any goddamn ducks coming into any of the movies. You're like Atlas holding the world on your shoulder, but on a much smaller scale. And also only making sure pets aren't coming in, apparently.
This place is full of suspicious people. Let's check everything in here. Clear. We're conducting the scheduled security inspection.
Now, I don't think anyone's actually using their advice to sneak pets into a movie theater, but should there be some lost soul out there that thinks any of these are a good idea, let me just say this one is an actual felony. Impersonating an officer, an FBI agent and shit like that, I mean, that's a crime. That's punishable by jail time. Even if you're a child, the law doesn't care about your age. You're not safe. Even if you're 6 years old and you try this, you are going to jail for life. You will be in the slammer forever, and your parents will get divorced, and Santa Claus isn't bringing you any presents, so don't you even fucking think about trying this, alright, you little snot-nosed, milk-drinking little turd?
Do you want to become invisible? Act like a chameleon. Haha, it works every time.
I don't really get why this one's here, because this isn't even about sneaking your pet into a movie theater. It's about sticking a chameleon up your asshole and then gaining its superpowers. So I don't even know what this is going to teach anyone. This won't work for me. If I put a chameleon up my butthole, there's a good chance I don't absorb its invisibility camouflage powers through osmosis or anything. So I just don't know. I don't even know why this is part of the tutorial.
Are these kittens? No animals at the movies. Fine. Abracadabra. We are going in. And go! Hi, girls!
I don't really get this one either. If the kittens were actually women the whole time, other witches, why wouldn't you just have them enter as women and then transform into cats once they're in the movie theater? It just seems like you added an unnecessary step to hypnotize the security worker. You could have just really thought this out a little bit better, but I mean, hey, effective strategy, I will say. You get the idea, it fucking sucks. All of these kids' channels, which comprise the majority of the top 100 channels on the website, and even extending beyond YouTube, the majority of the most popular content online and the most lucrative field is things aimed at children. And it's all pretty fucking terrible right now, because everyone's viewing children as just numbers, instead of actually trying to make something that will help kids, you know, actually educate them or genuinely entertain them instead of just giving them something like Troom. It's, I don't know, it's sad. I honestly think it's just more sad than anything. I grew up in the 90s, so I had a lot of different kids content back then, but that kind of kid shit still kind of holds up by today's standards as just general good entertainment. Whereas in 5 years from now, I don't think anyone that grew up on this shit is going to look back fondly on Troom's 18 ways to sneak pets into a movie theater and have a good old belly laugh about the golden years. You know, I just don't see that happening, because it's all genuinely garbage, and I don't think anyone's actually entertained by it. I just feel like they're forced to watch it because their parents are making them stay glued to their devices because they just don't want to do anything with their kids or raise them anymore. And it's just sad. All kids content fucking sucks. That's the majority of what I'm trying to say. That's about it. So yeah. There's been so much negative shit going on in the world recently. Every time you go on the internet, it's just doom and gloom and sad, scary shit. Coronavirus still at large. Yellowstone threatening to erupt at any moment if someone even sneezes wrong near the volcano. You know, cell phones poisoning the water supply and making our dicks smaller. Just terrifying shit all over the place every time you go on the internet. And you know what? I put my foot down and said, by golly, I've had just about enough. I'm putting the kibosh on the negative vibes, and I'm gonna find something positive. So like any sensible man, I turn to YouTube power couples to get my fix. Because nothing says positive and wholesome quite like some affluent teenagers rubbing their parents' wealth in my face while doing fake prank videos and shit like that. So, who did I choose to tune into to get these positive vibes and this rush of dopamine? Well, none other than the Garner Gang, baby. If you've been on my channel for a long time, you know I've watched quite a bit of the Garner Gang's content, but it's been about a year since the last time we tuned in. I'm not proud to say that out loud. I feel like an estranged father trying to, kind of weasel my way back into the relationship there and take a peek. I mean, my prescription is overdue. It's been a year, but I came in for a checkup tonight. And again, I am sorry that it's been so long since I watched some Garner Gang content. That should just be an outright sin. If that's not one of the 10 commandments, then shit, Moses must have just fucking forgot it up there on the mountain. Because it is a sin. It truly is. Now, jokes aside, I don't have any problem with Nate Garner or Garner Gang, anything like that. I have nothing but respect for doing those kind of things. The reason why I'm even making a video on this is because by going to Nate Garner's newest video, I somehow found another fucking conspiracy. The internet is so fucking full of conspiracies during quarantine, it's nuts. There is an actual fucking Garner Gang conspiracy going on right now, which is what we're gonna get into. Let's go ahead and start with the video.
What's up, Garner Gang? Whoa, that's me, and this is my life. Let me show you how I got here.
It starts just like every other Garner Gang video. This seems pretty standard and ordinary to me based on what I remember from the Garner Gang. Full throttle, nuts to butts right out of the gate. I mean, this seems like the stamp of Nate Garner. It doesn't seem like anything's awry here. But YouTube commenters were quick to point out that there may be more than meets the eye going on here.
I got this one that says, make your dreams happen. That's what we do, Garner Gang. Big wins, making dreams happen.
It's a sponsored video. He's talking about copping some big W's, and you know what? We could all use some big W's right now in these trying times with coronavirus keeping us on lockdown. So, I mean, I didn't see a problem. This just felt like a pretty standard Nate Garner Gang video, baby. I was feeling that big W energy.
Good morning, Garner Gang.
It's an acquired taste. Not everyone is going to do the Garner shuffle at home or anything like that, but, some of us higher intellectuals, we like to hit it out there with the Garner Gang and shit, you feel me? I mean, it just fucking energizes me, man. Honestly, the whole video is like every fucking Nate Garner video I've seen, which admittedly isn't a ton of them, but it just seems like normal Nate Garner Gang content. But as the video goes on, it continues to look like normal content to the untrained eye, but the super sleuths and armchair relationship experts in the comments are quick to point out some very odd things and behavioral differences.
Because you already know it's going to be an epic one.
How is it going to be an epic one, you ask?
There's buy a luxury item. Oh no.
For me?
Whoa,
bro! Whoa.
You're a disaster.
I know I am.
My bank account's a disaster.
Isn't it so pretty? I've always wanted this back.
So I'll spoil the conspiracy. They say that they broke up and they don't want to admit it because that would mean that they lose some of their YouTube audience because they're no longer in a relationship or something to that effect. Everyone's got a different version of the conspiracy theory. Is it kind of like the Avril Lavigne's dead and replaced by a stunt double, a body double? It's a loose conspiracy theory based on a single video here from what I've gathered from the conspiracy theory dark net, by that I mean Twitter, that believes the Garner Gang has split up. So basically throughout this video, this is the only part of the video where I can kind of see Nate looks unhappy, but he also just got clobbered by a heavy bag and spent a lot of money on a heavy bag for the sake of the YouTube video, so I don't know.
Dude, I know you too well.
Okay, I'm just going. Oh god, that's disgusting. I'm quitting YouTube. I'm done.
That's where the video ends. They lick a tire and then kiss quickly and run away spitting. If you're kissing after licking a tire, your relationship's gotta be pretty strong, at least in my opinion. You also shouldn't be licking tires in the first place, but I mean, that comes with the territory of being a YouTuber. Who hasn't licked a tire for a couple thousand views? I mean, shit, people are out here licking colon, like actual prolapsed anus. They'll start chewing on that shit like bubblegum for YouTube views. Now let's dive into the meat of the conspiracy, the majority of which is here on YouTube, a bit on Twitter. I don't really know where to find shit on Instagram, so I didn't really look too hard there. But if you go through YouTube comments, every single one of them, almost every single one of them, is saying that they're broken up. and demanding answers. It's that sense of entitlement that always makes me very upset and feel super sorry for people like Nate Garner and Carissa here. They don't owe you an explanation for something that personal. You're not entitled to it. I talked about this pretty recently. When people subscribe to a channel on YouTube and have been subscribed for a long time, they feel this sense of they deserve everything, to know everything about that person and that they are their best friend. And that leads to this crazy sense of you owe us this and we fucking hate you until you tell us this. That's what a lot of the comments echo. Others are just expressing concern, and then others are just sharing a bunch of weird information and like analyzing body language. You're not some like forensics detective or anything like that. There's no reason that you should be overanalyzing everything you're seeing in their videos. It is their private life and it's their decision whether or not they share it with their audience. It's just silly how invested so many people get in online celebrities and just celebrities in general's lives. I've talked about this shit so much, and then I accidentally fucking find this negative conspiracy shit while I'm looking for something goofily positive in any small semblance. It's almost poetic in a certain way. There's just this crazy nature for people to latch on to shit they see online and make that their whole lives. Like, if these two are broken up, I will be devastated. You see so many of those comments, so many people expressing like their lives are going to be severely altered if it's true that Nate and Carissa are not together. That's so unhealthy. That's super fucked up, and it's not their responsibility to be your rock. You know, that should never be the case. And they, again, don't owe you an explanation for whatever is going on. If there even is something going on, it was a pretty fucking normal video. It wasn't like some VHS tape out of the Ring where there was creepy shit going on that you have to analyze and figure out what it all means. It was a standard video. There wasn't like 2 frames of something horrific, you know? It wasn't like some crazy shit going on. It was just them doing a standard YouTube throwaway prank challenge, whatever the fuck they call it these days. And these people are still going rabid trying to see if they're together or not and demanding that they tell them. Then there's people that are saying it's time to mass unsubscribe from Nate Garner until they give us answers. So they're trying to like hold them ransom for answers that they don't fucking deserve in the first place. Like, you're not their friend. You know, you may be part of the Garner gang, but that doesn't really mean anything. It's just a title, you know? But yeah, I guess the only reason why I wanted to talk about this is because quarantine is making people latch on to shit like this even harder. Well, not just conspiracies, but latching on to people even harder to live vicariously through shit they see on the internet. And to get so unhealthily invested in something, to feel that level of entitlement, always makes me a bit upset and feel for the person that's on the other end of it. It's just some unhealthy shit, and it really should stop soon, hopefully. Wishing you the best, Garner gang. Again, I don't know what the fuck's going on there. If I just watched that video without reading the comments, I would just assume it's business as usual over there, but what the fuck do I know? I guess I'm not the YouTube comment experts where the real intellectuals live, in the fucking YouTube comment swamps. But I mean, anyway, that's really about it. So yeah. You know what time it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to get out that tinfoil butt plug and put it deep, because we're looking into more YouTube conspiracies. This one's not exactly a conspiracy per se. That's not the nomenclature I would use in this case. In a nutshell, what's happening is YouTube is changing their verification criteria, and they've decided to de-verify a large portion of their verified creators on the platform for really no reason. No one understands why. There's really no reason that anyone can pick apart as to why they're removing verification from users. And I thought, as the ace detective on YouTube, it was my responsibility to kind of figure out why this is happening. I'm like the fucking Jessica Jones of YouTube, but with shorter hair. That's the only real difference. So I'll start by saying, yes, my channel is losing its verification status according to this message I got on YouTube, which I find odd because their new criteria isn't that different from the criteria of ye olden days, and it's not exactly like we're living in the wild, wild west of chaos with check marks everywhere. It's pretty fucking hard to get verified on YouTube as is already. In fact, you have to perform, well, you don't have to perform magic tricks or anything, but you have to submit like 3 different forms of identification. A friend of mine who has a bunch of subs, way over the required 100,000, cannot get verified and hasn't been able to in 8 months because he needs like 6 different passports, 5 different aliases, a doctor's note, proof that he has a patent on technology. It's weird. The requirements are already astronomical. So the fact that people are verified is pretty rare these days anyway. So to take it away makes no sense whatsoever until you get into the conspiracy side, which is where I'm about to shine, baby. I'm about to rub those nipples really hard with some theories. So the main reason why anyone can pick out why they would de-verify people is because they want to take away verification from people they don't support on the platform that might be a little problematic for them, a little too hot and spicy. That's one of the leading theories right now. But that theory kind of falls apart because channels like Tier0 got their verification taken away, which, you know, that's about as innocent as it gets. That's just kind of fun little gaming biology lessons and such. But what if gaming's the problem? Gamers may be rising up too hard. Maybe they're getting erect too fast. Maybe gamers to YouTube are the enemy. You see, if you look at it through that lens, then that makes perfect sense why Tier0 of all people would also lose verification. If you look at everyone else, a whole bunch of channels from a whole different spectrum of content are getting their verification taken away. So it's really hard to kind of lump it all together and figure out why. That is until I sat down with a pipe in hand, open bathrobe, and semi-chub and really used all thousands and thousands of IQs of my galaxy gamer brain, channeled every ounce of brain power I had, firing every neuron, all synapses going nuts on all cylinders, and I came to a conclusion on why they might want to redo verification and take some away. It's to promote big business. That's why the Jimmy Kimmels, the Jimmy Fallons, the Jimmy Bobimis, the Jimmy Timmies, and the Jimmy Timmy Power Hours, they want the brands, they want the companies to be the very few people that are verified, perhaps. And that makes perfect sense and very much in line with YouTube's more recent policies and stances. They want to be more like TV, a fucking dying medium, a dead medium, fucking put it 6 feet under in the grave, TV's dead. They want to be more like that, and they're speed running the dead business ideas. They're not going to die, by the way. That's just being exaggeratory. YouTube's probably too big to fail, but I like to toy with the idea that they're really trying to kill themselves in a really fun way. And this is definitely one way of doing it. You want to take away verification from people that aren't big brands and may be considered problematic. Yeah, that does make sense, because then you have the big brands as the only verified people, and it's a lot easier to find verified people than it is to find unverified channels on the platform. That's just a known fact. An unverified channel has a much lower chance of getting recommended than a verified one. It's just been proven a whole bunch of times. So if you're going to weaponize something on YouTube to kind of take your first steps into the battlefield of making brands the reigning king and take down the creators, the first step would be verification. It makes it harder to find a channel, and it also makes it easier for people to impersonate a channel, which means the audience gets divided, and then all of a sudden, it's a war of attrition. You start losing audience members because they think they're following the real one, but they're following a fake one. Shit gets really confusing really quickly because the verification is kind of important in that aspect. It's very easy, like I said, to impersonate. So when you don't have that there and you can't get it because you're not a big brand or a big musician, you're kind of fucked if someone wants to take your identity online. And check this shit out, it goes deeper. I'm connecting all the dots. I'm seeing all the strings that this puppeteer is making us dance with. If you combine this decision with verification removal with the most recent update that fucked creators right in their tight buttholes where they abbreviated public sub counts, you've got a recipe for fucking disaster. You got a recipe for chaos. You see, back in the olden days, at 100,000 subs, you could apply for verification. These days, you're not getting it. You damn near need to have to hop on a Skype call with YouTube reps, clap your ass cheeks together and bark like a seal and beg for verification. It's really fucking hard, damn near impossible, like I said. But let's say you did get it at 150,000 subs, you're pretty safe. You're not going to get impersonated successfully. But now that you lose your verification and your public sub count is abbreviated, it's really easy to impersonate you. Very much so, because your sub count isn't immediately visibly available to see. It's now in a less visible spot, and it's not as long. So you don't have the exact numbers. You just have it abbreviated, which makes it a shorter number. So if you click on your impersonator's channel and it's a lot less subs, it still kind of looks similar to yours because the amount of characters it takes up there is pretty close. So it's going to be very confusing, and especially on mobile, ooh, baby, you're going to have a real rough time not being verified. Shit's just going to be weird, I think. At least going by my conspiracy theory calculations, and I like to dive really deep into these things. Obviously, it might not be this sinister, but it's super fun to think about it as if it were. And it's even still, being totally real now, dropping all the sarcasm and all that shit, it makes no fucking sense. Why remove verification from people? YouTube gets shit on by everyone. Even the #1 content creator shits on this platform. People make fun of this platform. Other websites shit on it. Why do you want to just be the punchline of every joke, YouTube? You're just a cum dumpster of insults and the poster child for anti-anything. You suck to the people, you really do, and it's shit like this. You just keep digging your own grave. They say that this is supposed to help with confusion, but what's the logic of this? We took away his verification to help people find you. Now you know who the real one is, right? Well, no, because you remove the verification. It's counterproductive to what you're saying you want it to do. It makes it more confusing. It makes it harder to see who the real one is. It just makes no fucking sense. It's so fucking dumb. You want to rework verification? That's totally fine. Go for it. But why take it away from people that already had it? And it was already working for them. It's super stupid. Super dumb. But yeah, thanks for tuning in to more conspiracy theories, baby. Fuck yeah. That's about it. See ya. Ah, shit. Almost threw up from the stupid update. How fucking silly do you feel trying to get me to cut my hair when it looks this fucking great? Look at this. Beautiful. Beautiful flowing locks right now. But anyway, we're not here to talk about my reluctance to get a haircut today. We're here to look at one of the most baffling mysteries on YouTube, a channel called 5 Minute Crafts. They're one of the most subscribed channels on YouTube with an impressive 51 million subscribers. I think I should have that many. They might have stolen it from me, maybe a YouTube glitch. I'm not quite sure how they ended up with that number, and I didn't, because this channel makes no fucking sense. It's all about secret life hacks and cheat codes to the real world. Rub some eucalyptus oil on your butthole to prevent yellow pee-pee. Dumb shit like that, and it also teaches you how to turn a used tissue into a battleship. Dumb, absolute nonsensical life hacks. You all know the drill. But this channel has 51 million subscribers, and they're posting some of the dumbest, most remarkably useless life hacks I've ever seen. So let's go ahead and take a look at their newest one, 29 secret life hacks every girl should know. Dry skin? Go ahead and make this unholy concoction in your witch's cauldron. That looks like Marvel's Venom. It looks like a goddamn symbiote. Why would you use this instead of lotion? What's the point? By God, science said it couldn't be done. To avoid staining the bed sheets, all you needed to do was put a towel on it? Holy shit, that's genius. Why didn't I think of that? Well, that one is neither a hack nor a 5-minute craft. That is common sense. Oop, got a little period blood popping out of my butthole on these pants. Luckily, I'm wearing the second shirt. I'll just wrap that around it to cover it up. I don't think anyone's going to be in that situation, panicking, not knowing what to do, like they're fucking drowning in the ocean, and then all of a sudden, Eureka! I remember from 5-minute crafts, they taught me to use this second shirt to wrap it up. Anyone would do that. You don't need a tutorial or a life hack magician's reveal here. Life hacks are fucking ridiculous, man. I think I'm going to start my own life hack channel and just make these obvious ones like this, because this shit pops off on views and subscribers, so I'll do that myself. Hey, are you cold? Try long sleeve shirt. Your dick hard? Why not try jerking it off coming, and that way it'll go soft again. Expert life hack from MC McBig Wiener Charlie Life Hack Supreme Connoisseur. I actually do have a genuine life hack though. If you want to significantly improve your life, go follow twitch.tv/moistcritical. I stream daily, would love to see you there. Twitch.tv/moistcritical, baby, fuck yeah. This one's take a box and put hygiene products in it. It's fucking genius. These truly are 29 super secret life hacks every girl should know. I just can't believe 5 Minute Crafts is even allowed to reveal this type of top secret information right here. You'd think it'd be protected under lock and key, fucking Fort Knox. This type of information is too secret and too valuable. Ah, finally a use for that mannequin arm that I stole from Macy's 2 years ago. I can use it to extend the reach of my selfie stick. Fuck yeah, thank you 5 Minute Crafts. This is the most primitive solution I've ever seen to any problem. Ah, shoe too big for foot, time to tape foot to shoe. Like honestly, it's like a caveman came up with this secret life hack here. So you had silly socks, and instead of changing them, you put pantyhose on them. Why? You obviously had time to change them. If you had time to slip some fucking pantyhose on them, it's not like you just carry pantyhose in your fucking butthole around. Girls don't do that. Maybe they do. I'm not a girl, but it seems unlikely that you didn't have the option of changing your socks, yet you had the option of putting pantyhose over them. So why the fuck go through that extra step? That's useless, and it doesn't even cover it up that well. You just look like a goddamn maniac. Anyway, though, 5-minute crafts is perhaps the biggest mystery on YouTube as to how they're so big. I don't know who is sitting down watching these just fucking blown away by the pure amount of secret life hack knowledge that they're fucking enriching their lives with here, such as taping their foot to shoes. I'm baffled. This is like the Finger family, but on a huge scale, like a bigger scale, because this channel is massive, raking in hundreds of millions of views a month. I truly don't get it, and I think there's some foul play going on here. I'm not going to point any fingers. I don't want to get, 5-minute crafted into a fucking lawsuit for slander or something. The fucking 5-minute craft a guillotine to take my goddamn head off if I call them out. But there's something fishy with this channel. Take my word for it. This is just odd. It's a very odd channel. 5-minute crafts, you fucking suck. Interesting shit, though. Take it easy. See ya. YouTube comments have become synonymous with degeneracy. YouTube comments are like piles of dog shit you encounter on the sidewalk during like a Sunday afternoon stroll, but it's not like random piles of dog shit like accidental. This is like deliberate dog shit placed on the sidewalk just for you to feel worse about, like someone doing fucking snow angels in the dog shit or hand painting it on the sidewalk just to make your walk a little worse. That's what YouTube comments have become, and it's never really been a problem because every big platform has that issue. It's a people problem. Twitter has it like a motherfucker. Reddit, Facebook, all of the big social platforms have the same exact issue. But now there's one guy who made a video about pedophiles commenting on videos of children on YouTube, and he had everyone go to the advertisers to report it to them, so that way all the advertisers would pull out, which has happened. Adpocalypse 2 is upon us, so that's going on at the moment. And now YouTube's solution to get the advertisers back on to make them feel safe is they're starting to disable comments on a channel-wide basis. The first channel this happened to that I've seen is Will. He can no longer post any or have videos with any comments enabled on them. It's out of his control. YouTube has disabled it for him. The picture he posted on Twitter makes it very clear that this seems to be the direction they're going. And I don't blame YouTube at all. YouTube has genuinely no options here. There's nothing they can fucking do except remove comments on a platform-wide basis. You can't have like a department of super sleuths going through every single comment on every single video on the platform, line by line. Oh, what the fuck is this? That stanza 3 is a little inappropriate. Blast that shit out of here. Advertisers won't like that one. It's impossible. It's too much. So logically, the only thing they can do is just get rid of comments, which it looks like they're doing. And it's not like they could have like a system or an algorithm in place to like monitor and police every single comment, because that just can't fucking be done. Skynet 2,000 years from now probably couldn't come up with a system as complex as that to detect what are bad and creepy comments and immediately get rid of them. It just can't be done. And YouTube can't even make a simple functioning copyright system. It's just so fucking primitive when it comes to these algorithms that there's no feasible way they could come up with something to automatically get rid of creeps on the platform. Can't be done. Their fucking copyright system is so goddamn archaic. If I hum the Halo theme song right now, I could get claimed by Katy Perry for stepping on her copyright toes. It's super, super shitty. So there's no way they could do that, and you obviously can't hire a team to do that because it's too much work for real people. So the comments have to go. Which is super fucked up, but there's really no other option for them. I don't defend YouTube, you guys know that. I'm the first to drop trousers and take a steamy fat fart right on the face of YouTube's decisions they've been making over the years, because they're just bad decisions and bad ideas they've been implementing. But in this case, it's out of their hands. There was no other choice. There's literally nothing else they could do in this situation except just get rid of comments, because advertisers pulling out for this doesn't stop people from commenting horrible shit on videos. Those two aren't related at all. A bad person isn't going to just stop posting some creepy shit on a video just because Disney isn't advertising on the platform anymore. They're not going to be like, oh man, well, Disney's not on YouTube anymore. I guess I really shouldn't comment this. That's not going to stop them. All that hurts is everyone that uses the platform normally. So the only thing YouTube can do to make sure that people can still use the platform to have a living off of is get rid of comments. That way advertisers feel safer that there's not some creepy guy being openly creepy in the comment section. So I don't blame YouTube. And I'm really surprised that it's YouTube even taking the fall here first, because Twitter has a massive fucking problem in this department. I've seen trending hashtags for pedophile communities being super open about being pedophiles. Fucking hashtag pedophile appreciation day, hashtag high five a pedophile, creepy shit like that. And it's not an issue on Twitter apparently, despite it being super on display a lot. Some absolutely disgusting, deplorable shit on Twitter, so I'm sure their shitstorm's right around the corner. But in YouTube's case, it wasn't just the creepy comments, they also had a really fucked up algorithm that just kept recommending more and more creepy shit, like some over-eager salesman at a flea market trying to get your attention just with more and more creepy shit. So hopefully they fix that. But in terms of the comment section, I don't like that they're getting rid of it, but they just didn't have a choice, as I've said a couple times now. I just feel like a lot of people are blaming YouTube now for this step when I really just don't think it's their fault. Think about it this way. Let's say there was a huge movement to boycott Gillette razors, a hashtag wake up Gillette, because it turns out a pedophile used their razors one time. Well, now no one wants to touch Gillette, no one wants to work with Gillette because now their razor had a pedophile use it. So no one's gonna fucking use it. They're being boycotted. How the fuck do they ensure that no pedophiles use their razor? You can't just have like a box that you check before purchasing a Gillette razor that says, oh, I'm not a pedophile. That wouldn't work. So what do? The only way you can ensure that no bad people use your product is to just take it off the shelves. So Gillette would have to remove all their razors to make sure no pedophiles ever use the razor. That's what YouTube's doing with the comment section, to make sure no bad people use the comment section. It's really just not their fucking fault, and it sucks. It's just impossible to police every single comment and every single user on the site. Even if you flagged every single account, they could just make another one and keep posting creepy shit. I wanted to just make this to let you all know why the comments will likely be disabled on my videos, because it's out of my hands. It seems like this is the route they're going, and I'm sure my account will be hit by it as well. It wasn't me that turned off comments. I wanted to keep reading your screeching comments about my hair being too long and how it needs to be cut. I also really wanted to keep diving deeper into, haha, this guy's embarrassingly short at 5'6". Those were some quality fucking top-notch comments, and I wanted to keep reading that top-shelf comedy. It wasn't me that turned it off, is the point I'm making. And sarcasm aside, I think the comment section on any platform is extremely valuable. I think it's a very important component to have in anything, to have feedback, to be able to read what other people are saying about it. And even more importantly, it puts Justin Y out of a job. That man has spent 24 hours a day over the last fucking 2 years commenting on every single video on the site. It's incredible. And now that man's, what the fuck is he gonna do? Justin, I'm sorry, man. I hope this doesn't go through. I wish you Godspeed. But again, not me that's going to be turning off the comments if it happens to me, and I'm sure it will. Just wanted to let you all know. And that's rest in peace, YouTube comment section. You had a good run. Take it easy, everyone. See ya. Today I found myself looking for some really shitty old public service announcement like Eddie the Eagle type shit, like the gun safety, stop, don't touch, hit that whip, hit the nay-nay and run away from the gun, you know, that old jam from the 90s. I was looking for shitty public service announcements to dub over, but I couldn't really find anything too spectacular or new. But I guess me searching for this shit must have triggered some type of doomsday protocol in the YouTube recommendation algorithm, because it sent me some weird shit, and then I found what I've always been looking for, and I thought, since I'd already been cursed by the video, I might as well share it with all. Life hacks are some of the stupidest shit on the internet, to the point where it's almost insulting when you see them. Just dumb bullshit like, if you have to fart and it's not an appropriate place, hold it in. Or super pro tip life hack turbo mode ultra life hack. If you need to remember your passwords to your online accounts, write them down. But I found a channel on YouTube that makes every other life hack look genuinely useful. It's an account called Mr. Gear, who releases some of the most psychotic, dumb, unbelievably fucking ridiculous contraptions that he considers life hacks. So let's go ahead and take a look inside the mind of a lunatic here. So this one starts with scalping an innocent Pringles can. So you murder a Pringles can and the end result will shock you. You won't believe number 6 life hack. Bravo, Mr. Gear, a real MacGyver over here. The world's most repulsive pencil holder and or cup, depending on how you'd like to use it. Really simple though, all you need is a Pringles can and some yarn straight from the 1800s. That was the dirtiest yarn I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. I swear he must have dug up his great-grandmother's grave and she was buried with all of her fucking sewing materials, and he just picked up her yarn and then wrapped the Pringles can with it. It's not even aesthetically pleasing or anything either, it just looks like you dumped your shit into a stiff pile of pubic hair. That looks like something that maybe George of the Jungle would have put on his school desk, or Tarzan. No one's gonna want that, and why do you even need 2 Pringles cans and cut them up? Why not just open the Pringles can and use that as the holder? It's the same effect. I guess this is a good solution if you've decapitated your toothbrush but still want to use the head, but I don't know why you'd go through the extra steps of hot gluing it to an eraserless pencil when you can just go to the store and buy a brand new one for 4 cents. One thing you'll notice about Mr. Gear's unique life hacks is they predominantly consist of break shit and then glue that shit onto other shit. It's a vicious cycle of just glue shit, glue shit, glue shit, and then create the most disgusting product at the very end of the procedure, when you could have just bought something a lot cheaper and saved yourself a lot of trouble. This CD coaster being the perfect example. If you want to use it as a coaster, just use the CD, I guess. If you want to just throw away a Windows 98 instructional DVD, that's totally fine. Why go through the extra step of gluing clothespins that you broke onto it? It's fucking dumb. It doesn't make it look any better. It makes it look even stupider, somehow. Yeah, that looks like a good writing utensil, a straw with the fucking pin. I just don't understand, Mr. Gear. You're 10 steps above human intelligence here. You're existing on another plane that corporeal existence just doesn't quite reach yet. This man is a goddamn genius. Science said it couldn't be done. Scientists said you couldn't turn a fork into a spoon. What do you call that, scientists? That's checkmate. David Blaine couldn't even turn a fork into a spoon. You know what Mr. Gear says to David Blaine? Suck his fuck, Mr. Blaine, because he has just turned a fork into a spoon. An amazing transmutation here, and he teaches everyone how to do it with a simple life hack. I also appreciate how he has a pretty hard cut on the back of his hand that you know he got while cutting up the Coke can, so don't nobody ever say Mr. Gear doesn't make sacrifices for his life hacks. There's a question that's never been asked by a single human being throughout all of history. I don't think anyone gives a shit on how to protect their marker. It's not like there needs to be marker insurance. Shit! I've just been burglarized and they broke all of my markers. Luckily, I'm covered. And even if he means protecting the marker from drying out if you lose the cap, who gives a fuck? Just get another marker. Marker lives don't matter that much. I don't think there's a huge movement to fund research for breakthrough scientific discoveries to increase the lifespan of a marker. I take it all back. That's a fucking great solution. Just wrap a balloon on it like a condom. Now, it was this hack that really greased up my shit stain and confused me, because I was under the impression that these life hacks were aimed at kids just to give them something fun to do, but they really can't be, because he doesn't use kid-friendly tools. He uses box cutters, razor blades, and now a fucking blowtorch. I'm sure the next tool he's gonna break out is a goddamn circular saw or something. That shit can't be aimed at kids, because kids shouldn't have access to those kind of power tools and materials. So this has to be aimed at adults, but what full-grown, rational-thinking adult is going to look at any of these and be like, yeah, that's definitely a lot easier than the alternative of just buying a 3-cent replacement. If there is a single living, breathing human being that watched that and unironically thought to themselves, Eureka! Finally, the answer to all of my prayers, the solution to my sleeping problems where it's too bright to sleep. I've found it with the Coke bottle paperclip mask. Damn, too bright for sleeping? Why not just turn off the light? If that's too much trouble, why not get a face mask? Why would you ever make that right there? If there's a single person, though, that unironically made this, I will genuinely shit my pants, take off the shitted pants, and then eat the shitted pants. Because I don't believe a single person out there, no matter how mentally unwell, would look at that and think that's what I need in my life. Thank you, Mr. Gear. I don't know what the fuck this is. Maybe he made a little lemon titty. I have no idea what it's supposed to be. A modern art piece? I couldn't tell you. But god damn it, your life has been hacked. Through the miracle of cold fusion and hot glue, Mr. Gears created the world's most inefficient eraser. What a beautiful double whammy to finish this video off from Mr. Gear. He gets you with the 1-2 punch. He makes a pencil sharpener that, well, it's just a pencil sharpener. And then he makes a flimsy plate holder that will 100% break your plates. Your life has been fucking changed. Thank you, Mr. Gear. I'll make sure to do all of these. Never. But god damn it, those are some real creative shit-ass life hacks. See ya. What's up, everybody? It's Critical. And I just want to say thank you, YouTube, for finally addressing the questions we're asking you. They released this video a couple days ago talking about the subscription feed and the unsubscribing bug that's going around. And they put it on the YouTube help channel, so about 9 people saw it, which is good. It reached a nice wide audience with overwhelming support, too. People are just thrilled that they're actually talking to us now. They're being nice and transparent. Now, before I start the video, I just want to bring everyone up to speed in case they're not experiencing the problems with YouTube right now. So what's happening is YouTube isn't putting new videos from people you're subscribed to into your subscriber feed, and it's also unsubscribing people from channels they've subscribed to without them knowing. And this is YouTube just shedding some light on that topic.
This is a bit of an experiment.
Yeah, and the experiment is how many jump cuts can one video possibly have. So you've just experienced the first one. I'm going to put a jump cut counter in the top because this video is fucking riddled with them.
I know you have a lot of questions about the subs feed on YouTube, and we've decided to go straight to the source. Zinzi is the product manager on YouTube subscriptions. So let me ask you, what's a product manager and what's your role here at YouTube?
So as a product manager, I work on developing new features for YouTube. I work with a team of engineers and designers, and our whole job is to develop features for subs.
Awesome. Well, that's exactly what I want to ask you about.
I'm nearly 100% sure these are both just shitty B-list actors who decided to take this role because Google offered them $15. This whole thing just seems like a middle school skit that a bunch of unenthusiastic middle schoolers were forced to participate in for the sake of their parents feeling proud of them. It's not organic, it's rehearsed, the lines are poorly memorized, she reads off of a note card sometimes when she looks at the camera. It just gives me the vibe of a casting couch from a porno, just poor acting and lackluster storyline. And also, that is not a fucking department at YouTube, a whole department dedicated to subscriber features. You got me fucked up. What features have they added in the 10 years YouTube has been around? It's been fundamentally the same thing, except it's been getting progressively worse and more convoluted and counterintuitive. If I'm wrong and there really is that department at YouTube HQ, it's gotta be the worst fucking department under Google's name. Oh, what's the subscriber feature team cooking up this time? Oh, they got a brilliant plan. They're gonna give out a toothbrush every time someone subscribes to someone else.
And the first question is about, we've been hearing reports from viewers that they've been unsubscribed from channels that they've been previously subscribed to. What's up with that?
We've heard these reports, and we take those feedback so seriously. YouTube doesn't unsubscribe people from channels. Subscribing is a core part of the YouTube experience, and that's really the mission of our whole team, is to make that experience better.
Mission failed.
Actually looked at over 100 individual cases, and so far, we haven't been able to find any underlying glitch.
Whoa, holy fuck, over 100 cases? That must have taken you a bajillion years. On a website with millions of accounts, each subscribed to different channels, those 100 cases certainly make up a large portion of it. Since nothing was awry with those 100 cases, that must mean there's nothing wrong with the system and it's all in our head. Oh, the Mandela effect again, Berenstein versus Berenstain, oh fuck, it's happening again. We're sorry, YouTube, shit, you really did your research here. Man, you really dove anus first onto that bidet. You really did your research here. Fuck, 100 cases, I can't even count that high. Thanks, YouTube subscriber feedback development features improvement super mega turbo unit. You've saved the day again.
But as I said, we pay careful attention to your feedback, so please let us know if you think this has happened to you by using the feedback button in the app.
It's great to remind people that no matter where you're watching, there's a feedback mechanism for you to report things back to YouTube, and that'll go to the product team, and they will further investigate. But I want to ask you,
Don't let this goober fool you. No one's gonna investigate whatever you try and complain about. They don't give a shit. The most they'll do for you is spit in your face. The feedback in the YouTube help forum is akin to Yahoo Answers. It's just so fucking useless.
does this have anything to do with the way we handle closed accounts and spam accounts?
I like how he's theory crafting now. Oh, but what about the Higgs boson and the cat of Schrodinger? If we cross-reference those with Planck's constant, could that maybe play a role in this? Am I onto something here?
Really good question. So these two things are a little bit different. Closed accounts, those users just don't exist on YouTube anymore. So they don't count towards your subscriber numbers. You can see the number of closed accounts in YouTube Analytics. Spam works a little bit differently. When we flag an account as spam, that account doesn't count towards your subscriber number anymore either. But actually nothing changes for the user. We never unsubscribe them from your channel. So imagine we thought for some reason that you were a bot, Renato.
Okay.
Total hypothetical.
What the fuck are you giggling about, goofball? She wasn't making a joke. She's using you as an example. Or maybe he's just nervous she's on to him. Oh, bot. I'm not a robot. I'm a human. Good one. I'd also like to commend them because they win a full 30-ish seconds with no jump cuts, so that's a pretty big achievement.
But imagine we thought you were a bot. You wouldn't count towards the subscriber number anymore for channels, but you would still get their videos in your subs feed. If you have notifications turned on, you'd get those notifications. Nothing would actually change for you because we would never unsubscribe your account from those channels.
Yes, ideally that is how it should work. That is how it is designed to work. I think we all understand how it works, but something is wrong with it. There is a bug, a glitch with it. That is the problem. I don't think anyone ever speculated that actual human beings of the YouTuber subscriber feature nebula team were manually going into each and every one's channel and unsubscribing them from people randomly. Oh, yeah, let's check out X Vapor Smoke Pussy Lord 4000. It looks like he subscribed to a few channels. I'm not a big fan of that one. Unsubscribe. The problem is that there's a bug with it. You don't need to explain how it fucking works to us.
Okay, so to be super clear, even if I was flagged by accident, it would be business as usual on my end.
Exactly. You'd keep getting videos in your subs feed. Everything would be normal.
So we've heard some reports from people that despite being subscribed to a channel, the videos from those channels don't always make it to the subs feed. What's up with that?
Every video that a creator uploads will show up in the subs feed for all of their subscribers by default. And in the last year, actually, we've made the subs feed more prominent on mobile, since that's where most of our users are. It's one of the main tabs in the mobile apps.
And how long does it...
Didn't even toy with the possibility that there's a bug with that. No, it's going to be there by default. I swear to God it will. Come hell or high water, that video's going to be there. Armageddon can rain down, you're still going to get your fucking subscriber video in your fucking subscriber feed. Which we've made a lot more prominent on mobile devices. Please pat us on the back.
It take for a video to make it to the subs feed? Because I can understand why if it takes a day or several hours, that a viewer might genuinely feel like they missed out on a video.
Usually, it's just a matter of minutes, and making this fast is one of the main things that my team works on. I was actually just looking at our dashboard, and for the month of November, it took an average of 30 seconds from the time a creator uploaded a video to the time it showed up in the subs feed for all of their subscribers.
Thanks so much, Cindy, for coming here and answering your questions. And the invitation for our community is that we want to make sure that we're answering the questions that are relevant to you. So leave us questions in the comments below, and we'll see you next time.
So there you have it. You happy now? They addressed our questions. Now we should be thankful that they took time out of their busy schedule to do that for us. Us fucking troglodytes and losers out here that are complaining about things that are legitimately wrong with the website. The time it took them to make this video was time that was taken away from them making incredibly new, awesome subscriber features, such as removing the ability to subscribe to begin with. Which quite honestly could be a possibility since YouTube doesn't give a shit about subscriptions or subscribers. All it cares about is keeping people on the site to watch the advertisements before the videos, which is why they're pushing that trending tab so fucking hard. So that's a pretty real possibility. Once again, YouTube, you have pissed into my bag of beef jerky with this awful attempt at transparency. Oh, we're listening, when in fact all you demonstrated was quite the opposite. You were very dismissive in this video. Oh yeah, we looked at 100 cases, there was nothing wrong there. You guys are lying to us, you're wrong, everything's working just fine. And we've even made it a little more prominent on mobile devices. Thank you for tuning in. All they had to do was just say, look, we haven't come across any problems yet, but we're going to keep looking at it and working to fix it. We're listening to you all, and we're going to get this sorted out. This could have been such a great step forward to YouTube if they weren't such tight-tittied assholes about it all. We didn't see anything, so you guys are wrong. We'll go ahead and take 3 minutes and tell you how these things work since you're all too stupid to understand. It's just dumb. I fucking hate YouTube and the way they conduct themselves. But yeah, so there's your explanation for the unsubscribing glitch and the subscriber feed not working at all. Alright, that's it. See ya. What's up, everybody? It's Critical. I'm going to be watching the FineBros high energy super duper special ultra awesome announcement and pointing out its bullshit. It's worth knowing that I don't like reaction videos or pretty much any videos on YouTube, so I don't watch the FineBros content, but a lot of people sent me this video and said it was just wrong, and I completely agree, so wanted to throw on my scuba gear and dive into these assholes and pull all this shit out so we can understand what they're trying to do with this new system. It's also worth saying that I'm genuinely curious to see if the FineBros will abuse YouTube's broken and horrendous copyright system to have this video taken down, even though what I'm doing here is 100% legal and abiding by fair use. So, let's go ahead and start this fun little moving picture.
Hello everyone.
Hi there.
Very excited to bring you an announcement today.
I'm excited to hear it.
Big announcement, Ben. Our company has grown so much over the
Man,
years.
these two look genuinely uncomfortable in every photo they've shown so far.
With us for years,
They look genuinely uncomfortable now. Nothing's changed over the years, huh, fellas? The guy on the right looks like he's being held at gunpoint.
By creating a new way for us to create content together. This is not only a huge step for our company, but for the entire global media industry.
The whole global media industry, huh? Wow, that sounds exciting.
We saw the impact of the series. The franchise has grown beyond our wildest imagination, and it's been humbling to see the impact it's had on the world.
What the fuck impact has it had on the world? There's still a lot of bad shit going on. There was just a homeless man jerking off on the side of my street yesterday for no reason.
Ever as a time capsule, even 100 years from now, that people can look back at what various generations were saying about culture and the issues of our time.
I need to pause here for a moment. That's quite an unrealistic expectation of your very simple show. Are you telling me you actually think it's possible that 100 years from now there's going to be a historian breaking out into a cold sweat, desperately trying to understand what we as a culture thought about the stupid little videos you showed to random people on the internet? Oh, fuck. What did they think about the cat taking a shit? Quick, hit the FineBros archive. I'm pretty sure they have an elders react to that very video. We'll know exactly what the entire human race thought at that very moment to that very video. It's exactly what we needed.
So you're wasting your time going on the internet, going to the comments, and typing some racial slur for a Cheerios commercial.
But what has been missing?
No, actually, I'm wasting my time going on the internet, going to the FineBros announcement video just so I can watch two greedy assholes try and make some more money out of their very simple premise.
By having the people who helped React become a global phenomenon be the ones to make the shows with us, and that's all of you. We are excited to announce React World, which is the first of its kind program.
Whoa, exciting.
Companies to license all our popular shows online so that anyone, even you watching right now, can create your own.
Wow, that was kind of a rude way of saying that. Oh yeah, even you watching right now, pussy fart. That's right, you fuckboy. You waste of space. You can do this too if you come to us for licensing first.
Licensing, which many TV shows have done over time. For example,
oh, now we're having a great time, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about licensing. This is exciting stuff.
Need to be created in other locations. So with React,
why the fuck is the man on the right holding his head up so high? Does he have a perpetual runny nose?
TV where you have to pay huge amounts up front. We're providing the license with no upfront fees.
How generous!
With you after you start uploading.
Oh man, you're only taking a fraction of their revenue for their original content?
Make money and get featured and promoted by us in various
Whoa!
Find out more in the links below.
Wow, I can't wait to find out more.
is important is due to witnessing many creators, ourselves included, having their shows and formats blatantly stolen by companies and people, both online and on television.
I need to pause right here for a moment. That's pretty hypocritical of you to say, considering reaction videos were a thing well before you two started uploading to YouTube. In fact, that shit goes way back to the 80s. So to stand there and act like you created the reaction video is just plain wrong. What you two did is you took a successful format and applied it to the modern age. Instead of making random people watch music videos, which is what they used to do in the 80s and 90s, you had random people watch viral videos. So don't act like there was never anything even close to your show until you two heroes came along and introduced the world to reaction videos.
And we implore everyone not to support those companies and channels. When you notice someone ripping someone's format off, don't stand for it.
For real, don't stand for that shit. If you see Grandma Ruth posted a video of her grandson reacting to a video, you better take Grandma Ruth the fuck down. You better throw her in a full Nelson, throw her in jail. She's ripping off fucking FineBros format.
The spirit of wanting to do things differently than traditional Hollywood has started to dissipate, but our company has never lost that spirit.
With React World...
Oh no, please, not math. React World plus Bad Ecstasy plus me equals... No, show mercy, I failed calculus. Oh, fuck, this is the future of entertainment? Oh, now we're fucking talking. We're coming to a utopian society soon.
To know that our formats can inspire millions of people and opening that up for all of you to have the chance to do the same is as exciting as anything we have ever done before. And we look forward to the time when we can look back to this moment, to this video with all of you, knowing that this was when we all stood together, changed the way things...
This man is straight up fucking ejaculating on film right now, and I don't like it. It's making me uncomfortable.
In creating your own version of any of our React formats, which if you don't, then what is wrong with you?
Hey, what the fuck's wrong with you? What, you don't like the FineBros?
Information and sign up today. We can't wait to work with so many of you and change the world together.
What he meant to say is you can't wait to just take all of your ad revenue for whatever you happen to create that even looks like the FineBros format. Now let me just go ahead and explain why this is all just absolute hogwash. They don't explain what their format is. What's their format? They just sit a bunch of people down in front of a computer and film their reaction. Well, isn't that how every single reaction video could possibly go? So where do they decide what's infringing on their format? If you have more than 4 people, 5 people, 1 person, could they do it at 1? They absolutely could make it anything they wanted to. Now, if this was about using their logos and such as your own, I would understand this whole thing, but that's not what this is about. This is about the FineBros trying to make money on every single reaction video that gets made, even ones they don't make themselves or have any part in, and just taking down any that might steal viewers away from the FineBros. So yeah, this is an obviously horrible thing they're trying to do, and they tried to put a spin on it where it would change the world or some stupid shit, but they're just trying to make more money in a horrible way. So, just wanted to point out the bullshit here. FineBros, you can eat shit. Alright, that's it. See ya.